What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy All Around Rue. We back at the office for 2025 UFL recap real quick. The season was good. It could have been better. The CBA, what else? Moving to Fridays. A lot of things, how could I say? A lot of things affected this year's season in kind of like a bad way. The CBA and all the talks of the players striking. A lot of bad press was being publicized this season. So, I mean, the UFL really got off to a bad start, a rough start. The quarterbacks chose to skip their private mini camp before the season start. That hindered the play. Things didn't get rolling till about week 4, week 5, where the points start going up. It was a lot of defensive battles at the beginning of the season. What else? The ratings, like I said, the ratings, the attendance, it went down. The ratings primarily because of the Friday move. People had to get used to that, seeing the UFL on Fridays in prime time on Fox. The attendance, that was the drop. To me, was mainly due to the season ticket holders not renewing their season tickets. Instead they bought single game packages, and we only seen a 5% drop off with the attendance. So it wasn't as big as like the ratings per se. The ratings was like a 30-40% drop off from last year. I want to say 30. It was in that range right there. But overall, after like week 5, things started clicking. The gameplay started getting better. DC came out on top. They dominated the playoffs. They were slipping the last couple games of the season, but they ended up dominating the playoffs. They dominated my Battlehawks. As you can see, the Battlehawks behind me, that's my team. They dominated them boys and then dominated Michigan for the championship. But if you look at my conference previews, if you go back and check my videos out on the conference previews, I damn near knelt it, because I watched this shit. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to spring football and football in general. So if you want to go back and check that out, go check that out, because I for sure knelt it. DC, St. Louis, Michigan, and Birmingham. I told you how the Birmingham Stallions was going to fall off a little bit. I told you that the DC Defenders was going to be back. You feel me? And I told you we needed that St. Louis DC XFL Conference Championship. That's what we needed. I mean, but we needed a more competitive game, though. But we needed that. Them two brands playing for the XFL Championship, like, that's as big as you can get in spring football, for real, the biggest rivalry. But yeah, though, overall, I like the season. I just feel like the UFL went through what the CFL went through 2 years ago, with all the backups playing and the gameplay really like taking a hit because of that. I don't know how many of you guys watch CFL, but 2 years ago, majority of all their starters got hurt, and then they had to play backups, and the gameplay was horrible. It was horrible. It finished off good, but it was horrible during the season, and I think that's what the UFL went through. They didn't have too many solid backups, and then the teams that had the solid backups, they starters was playing. So I do feel like the UFL free agency this year will help teams build that second string quarterback position where they have solid backups, to where like if they starting quarterback get hurt, they can rely on the backup because he's solid. But yeah, though, overall, like I said, I give the season a B. It wasn't better to me than last year. Last year we had some good quarterbacks and the gameplay was good. But yeah, this is my first episode of the UFL talk of the off season. I will be having like 2 videos a week. I took a little break off because I wanted to think about topics I want to talk about for the off season. So we back at the office. We only gonna do office videos from here on out. Peace.